With failing computers, it's hard to tell sometimes exactly what's going on without spending a lot of time troubleshooting it. So the blue screen is one of those that could be a hardware-related issue, it could be a software-related issue. So usually a user will need to take it in somewhere to actually get it diagnosed. And that can be a process that takes several hours. It's not going to be something where a technician looks at it, sees an error number, and boom, they know exactly what's going on. Well, users may hear a regular persistent clicking coming from their hard drive. And what that is the actual sound of the hard drive going bad. It's often called the click of death because it may still be usable at that point, but there's a pretty sure sign that it is degrading, and over time it is going to go bad pretty quickly. Users noticing their hard drive's clicking, the first thing they want to do is back up their data as soon as possible. And if they continue using the computer while it's clicking, make sure that they're making backups as soon as something important is done on the computer. At some point they're going to need to get that hard drive replaced. There's another indication that's typically related to a hard drive failure, and that's if you boot your computer and before it even gets into Windows, it comes to a black screen that says checking the drive for inconsistencies. That's typically an indication that the operating system has detected some sort of issue on the hard drive. Now, if it's just a tiny portion of the hard drive, the operating system can actually make a note and say, don't use that part of the hard drive. And it won't affect really your storage capacity or anything like that, and you'll go about life with no problems. If it starts happening repeatedly, though, that's a sign that for some reason the operating system keeps thinking there's a problem with the hard drive, and that probably needs to be brought in to be checked out. Batteries are one of the issues with the computer that's kind of a weakness on all laptops. They're basically a chemical reaction taking place in there, and batteries can fail gradually, where one day it holds 3 hours, and a year later it's holding 2 hours, and a year later it's holding 1, and sort of gradually decline over time. Or sometimes you'll just see where a battery will just fail, where it may be holding an hour and a half charge, and the next day it's holding a 20-minute charge. And sometimes you wonder how it can happen so quickly, but unfortunately that's just the reality. Sometimes it happens, and that's across basically all models of batteries. In terms of taking care of the battery, technology's advanced a lot in the past decade. It used to be that batteries were very prone to overcharging. These days it's not nearly the problem that it used to be, because computer manufacturers have actually put in technology that'll sense when a battery is fully charged and will cut off the charging, the power actually to charge it, and will actually let it drop down a few percentages just so that it can then charge back up, so that it's going through that process of charging and running down and charging, even if it's just a little bit. And so one of the things that we encourage people to do is look at, say, around their junior year, investing in an additional battery. By that point, costs usually come down. The RAM shop at Student Stores does a fantastic job working with Lenovo to try to purchase batteries for CCI model machines that are a couple years old, to get them at a discounted price. And we encourage people to start looking at battery and RAM upgrades in that junior year, because we really think it makes a significant difference when you're getting your junior and senior level classes.